Welcome back to another episode, magical, charmed, enchanting episode of Magic in Motion. Thank you to the new subscribers that I see coming through. Thank you. Even since the last episode, I see some new people have found this channel. So welcome. So let me just tell you before we get into this segment of our Flow with Tarot segment that we're doing. I started this channel because oh, wait a minute. This little curl wants to pop out, say something. All right. Anyway, having a vain moment. But I started this channel because I wanted to use it as a way for me to really just dive into my love of magic, my passion for magic, for the occult, hidden wisdom, and my fun with tarot, my love for travel, and bringing that all together to really show ultimately how you can infuse magic into every single part of your life, into the mundane. That's why I'm calling it magic in motion, because sometimes people get confused with magic. That's why you see a lot of people run back to church when they say that they tried uh, magic. First of all, you don't try magic, you embody your sovereignty. You don't try anything. And a lot of those people that run, either they run from magic back to church, or they run from church to spirituality and then back to the church. A lot of times those people are looking for big performative, things when it comes to spirituality. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times your most powerful moments are in the moments where you are applying your wisdom to the mundane, where you are applying your wisdom, your inner wisdom, your intuition into onto a challenge. Because ultimately you want whatever method, whatever practices that you have, you should be seeing challenges in your life getting solved, right? Really, because we're in this body, it should be. Um, some people may hear this and may not agree, but your magic, your practice should be helping your money, should be helping you with resources to live in this physical life. Because in this physical life, we need money, okay? So your spirituality should be helping you live a well balanced in your emotions. I wasn't even going to talk about this. Balanced in your emotions, balanced in your money, balanced in your relationships. And when I say balance, I'm talking about harmonious, okay? Um, Having harmony in your physical body, your internal harmony in your physical body, because spirituality to me, part of that means having complete wholeness, complete health and wellness in all parts of your life. All right. So that's why I started this channel, to bring all of that together. And I'm sharing that with you. So this segment, if you're new here, this flow with tarot is a way for me to bring part of my practice to you. And before we just randomly pull a card, and we'll just talk about it real quick, okay, like we've been doing. And if you're new here, I invite you to go back and watch the first episode of this segment. Um, One of the things that I want to say to you about the use of tarot is, yes, getting a reading from someone else can be helpful, because sometimes you can be very close to a situation, you can be close to things, and having someone else do a reading for you can be very helpful if you choose, you go about it with your intuition, and you're not rushing toward it, and you're not getting a reading out of desperation. I'll talk about that in another episode. But You can also use tarot to read for yourself. You can use it in a ritual. You can use a tarot card in a spell. You can literally go through a deck and pick out the card that you want and say, so for example, you can say, uh, well, let's just do a card here really quick. How about, and I don't know how these got turned upside down. You know what? Let's just take Temperance. We'll just go with that since I'm going this direction. This Temperance card, you could say, so just on, on the surface, we know temperance, it means having balance, having, being steady, being, I also look at temperance as being grounded, um, being patient, and being at ease. So let's say, for example, that you're doing a ritual to remind you to be at ease, that you don't have to force anything, even in your actions. Look at how you're taking actions. Are they out of force, or are you taking action and letting the action be what it is? Taking the action and then being in expectation. Okay, not taking an action out of desperation, but taking an action knowing, okay, this is something that I know that I need to do. I'm going to take the action and expect the results I want to receive. So maybe you have taken an action and you notice you're getting frantic, you notice you're getting impatient, you notice that you're getting antsy, and perhaps you want to do a spell to help you remain at ease. Well, you can pull this card from your deck, do what you do, whether it's candle work, um, whether you're working with water or a combination, which is what I do. All right, you work your combination, work your ritual, and have this card. You can use it as a sigil. All right, to help you program your subconscious that your standard in your life is to be at ease, is to be patient, is to know that your action that you take as you're moving from your intuition, you're moving from your soul, you're moving from your own spirit, that the result that you expect is the result that you'll have. And you go on about your day and you take whatever action comes to mind after that. You can have this in front of you to remind you, to help you set your intention. All right. So, why I'm just going to keep going. And so, that was just an example of how you can use um, a card, that how you can use tarot in your magic. All right. So, let's just keep going with the Temperance card for a moment. So, I mentioned even right now, this reminds me to be grounded. It reminds me to be at ease. It reminds me also that when I am taking action, I just mentioned when you take action, you're taking action with expectation. You're taking this action with expectation. You're taking this action with expectation. You're taking this action with expectation. Now, what could be a challenge in taking action is knowing when to ease up, is knowing when to replenish, allow yourself to be replenished, allow your physical body to be replenished, allow your mind to be replenished, allow your creativity to be replenished, allow your energy to be replenished. So for example, like with this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel, which I have, Unleashed Alchemy TV, by the way, if you have not come over from that channel, all right, but I'll use that as an example. Yes, part of developing a channel, platform, whatever it is, a business, yeah, you take action. So in this case, it's uploading videos. Take the action of creating the content, creating um, the script if you have one, developing ideas for your episodes, your channel, and what you want to talk about. Well, even after taking that action, you have to know when to ease up and allow yourself to be replenished so that you don't continue to take action in a forced type of way. Because really, forced action and that whole uh, idea of just grinding and grinding and grinding, which is still floating around out here, that's not healthy. Because you taking action and you're tired. I heard somebody the other day, I don't know if he calls himself a business expert or what, but he said, "Oh, even if you have to sleep less." I immediately turned off. No, sir. Because I have, and maybe because I have experience in that, I have experience where I was working on a business some years back, not sleeping, not eating. It became a domino effect. It showed in my appearance, and I was just completely exhausted. My action, it became out of desperation because I thought, no, I got to keep working. I got to keep working because I'm going to run out of time. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And then, even in that space, are your actions really productive? Are your actions really productive if you're taking them based out of just this hard grind and force versus you knowing what you have to do? Yes, you have a plan and you're taking action, but you're taking them with ease and you're taking them with an expectation that your actions are going to lead to your desired result. And that takes you being able to know when you have taken enough action and it's time for you just to allow yourself to be replenished. There is a difference in the energy that you bring to the action. When you have allowed yourself to be replenished, there is a difference in the way that you approach your action. More when you allow yourself to be replenished, you that even lends your energy to receive different ways to approach a plan or to approach a strategy. But it takes and it takes you being willing to be open to that and that takes embodiment, all right? And it really goes against the messages that we see in society, but allowing yourself to be at ease in your action. Also, temperance to me means showing yourself grace, giving yourself grace, allowing other people to show you grace, allowing other people to make things easier for you. I also feel that with this temperance card. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I feel with this temperance card today. All right. So let me know in the comments what you get from this temperance card. All right. Until next time, listen, have fun with your magic. There's always an opportunity for you to infuse magic into your life. I don't care whether you're putting on makeup. I don't care when you're choosing what to wear, what to put on for your day. Get into playing around with colors and using the frequency of colors as part of your magic. All right. So anyway, now that's another episode. But anyway, so let me know what your takeaways are from this temperance card, and yeah, we'll just keep going. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Magic in Motion with our segment on Flow with Tarot. Until next time, Stay in your magic.